Kia ora, ko dia hau, hana mai. Welcome to today's 5-minute Makerspace. We're going to make a pendulum today, and for that you're going to need some core flute or some heavier type cardboard. I'm sure that will work. We're going to be using some beads. You'll need some string, a few rubber bands, and also going to need some dowels. So these are about a ruler's length, and I have 5 of those. Also something to make a hole with, and then we'll need a pencil as well, just to make those holes a little bit bigger. And then away. Come in, let's take a closer look. You'll need a piece of core flute that is about the size of an A4 page. You'll need to cut that into an I or H shape. That measures 28 centimetres by 21 centimetres. And we're going to use some of this cutout piece as well. Now I'll get you to make some holes in your shape. So just about 1.5 centimetres from each end, place a hole. We're going to make that a little bit larger as well. To do that, I'm just going to get a pencil, make that a little bit larger, because these will need to be the size for our dowels to go through and just to sit comfortably. Let's get our dowel and see how we go with that. That's pretty good because we want it to be able to stand upright. Next thing we need is a couple of other pieces, and these will be around 8 centimetres, maybe about 3.5 to 4 centimetres wide. You can make it exactly the same width as the I shape that you've already got here. And again, for this we will need 2 holes in the top, because this is where the other part of our dowel is going. Just make that a little bit bigger and do the same for a second piece. Let's now pan our camera out just a little bit more so we can see the next steps. Take your dowels and place them in the holes. Now take your smaller pieces and feed these through as well. Leaving a little bit of room at the top. Now take your last piece of dowel and lay it across the top. This is where you'll then need your rubber bands, and we'll secure it with them. Just like so. Now we get to the interesting part. And this is where we're going to start utilising our beads. You're going to need to cut about 10 to 12 pieces of string. It depends how many beads that you have. Make them all the same length to start with. But then once you've threaded them through, you want to make them different lengths when you attach them to the dowel. So first of all, tie off each bead. You may need an adult to help if you have trouble making a double knot. Then you want to tie it round the top of your dowel. Let's say that this one is the longest one. And And again, we'll tie a double knot up at the top. Nine more to go. When you're happy that you've got enough beads, it's time to trim them up a little bit. And now, it's time to test it out. Now with a spare piece of pour fluid that you've already had that you've probably cut out, it's time to test out your pendulum. Just give it a push and let it go. If you find they get a little bit tangled up, you can just space them out a little bit further. Thanks for joining me for today's activity. I hope you enjoyed it. Please join me again.